starring Chuck Connors.
Looking for someone. I wonder if you could help me.
Well, I'll try. Who is it?
Well, the name's Weaver. Bessie Weaver.
I don't recollect any Weavers around here.
Do you know a Bessie Steele, then?
Oh, Bessie Steele. She works in the restaurant. It's just down the street.
Thank you very much. What did he want?
Oh, he said he was looking for Bessie Weaver. I said I didn't know any Weavers. Then he asked for Bessie Steele. I told him she worked in the restaurant. That's when he rushed off.
See you later, sweetie.
Anything wrong, Marshal?
I'm not sure yet. Bessie?
No, Marshal.
This man bothering you?
No.
You sure? I think there's something you ought to know. He's just been released from the territorial prison.
Yes, I know.
You know?
He's my husband.
Morning, Lucas.
Morning, Micah.
Didn't expect to see you in town for several days, not with all that plowing and planting you've been doing.
I need some wire to string off the new wheat field. Came in to see if Josh had any left.
I'll come in with you.
No, he's out at the ranch trimming fence posts.
Working like that is surprising to me. He hadn't put the P on you for ranch hand wages.
Don't think he hasn't. Morning, Josh.
Oh, morning, Lucas. Where's Mark?
Oh, he's out at the ranch working.
Sounds like you got a good hand there.
The best.
Ain't got much time. I'll be ready in a few minutes, Mr. Mance. Maybe you better pull your wagon around back to the storeroom.
How are you, Mr. Mance?
Busy.
Eli, how are you?
Lazy.
Pa, do you suppose you could buy me this rifle?
No. You don't earn what you eat. Come on.
Josh, would you say he's the unfriendliest man in North Fork?
Uh-huh. And the stingiest.
Well, I can't help feeling sorry for Eli. It's hard to understand how a man would act like that toward his son.
Yeah, but Eli isn't really Mance's son, Lucas. You know that. He's only his stepson. Now, then, what can I do for you?
Well, we need some fencing wire and some staples.
Looks like I'm having a run on fencing wire today. How much you need?
Oh, 5 or 6 rolls ought to do it.
Well, I can give you that. Mance just bought himself a whole wagon load.
You know, his place is bigger than mine.
I'll put it out in front for you.
Be by in about a half hour, right?
It'll be ready for you.
Thanks, Josh. Morning, Bessie.
Good morning, Mr. McCain.
I'd like to have a cup of coffee, please.
Mr. McCain, this is my husband, Farley.
Your husband? Well, this is a pleasure. Congratulations, Bessie. When did this happen?
Happened 10 years ago.
You've been married 10 years? Why haven't we seen you around before, Farley?
He just got in on the morning stage. Farley's been... He hasn't been well. He's been in a sanitarium.
Bessie.
When Farley went to the sanitarium, I came out here. I thought I could find a place for us for when he got out. When he was well.
Bessie, I don't...
Now he is well. He'd like to get some work here till we can find some place of our own. I wanted Farley to just rest a while and look around, but he says he's got to find something right away.
Bessie.
It's all right, Farley. Mr. McCain may be able to advise you.
Well, I heard that John Hamilton over at the bank is looking for...
No. No, I don't think so. I think I'd like to find some work out of doors.
Well, I could use a hand myself out of my place, stringing wire, plowing, planting. Wouldn't pay very much, but give you time to think over what you want to do.
I don't want charity, Mr. McCain.
Farley!
Farley, when you get through with what work I have in mind, you wouldn't call it charity.
Of course he'll take it. Won't you, Farley?
If he really needs me, yes.
I sure need someone. As a matter of fact, you can start right now helping me load some wire on my wagon. You ready?
Well, I'm ready.
Well, let's go.
Farley,
We'll take good care of her, Bessie.
That means that the whole length thing about Wait, now don't take me. Hey, come on out, don't stay here now.
Got yourself a new hand, huh, Lucas?
That's Farley Steele, Micah.
Did you say Steele?
That's only half of it. Farley's Bessie's husband.
Oh, you don't say.
I just got into town this morning.
We've met before, haven't we? Mr. Steele, was it?
Micah, Farley's been in a sanitarium for 3 years.
Oh, sanitarium, huh?
That was all a lie, Mr. McCain. My name's not Steele, it's Weaver. Bessie took back her maiden name after I was sent to prison. She thought it'd make it easier when I got out. I served 8 years for manslaughter. I killed a man while I was drunk. At least they said I did. I didn't remember anything about it. The marshal here was an officer of the territorial prison for about 2 years while I was there. Bessie was a fool to think that we could hide it. I was a fool to let her try. I'm sorry, Mr. McCain.
Oh, wait a minute, Farley. Look, where you've been and what you've done is none of my business. The way I look at it, any man that Bessie loves has got to be all right. The job's still open if you want it.
You're a free man.
I do want it.
Well, we better get to work then, huh?
Thank you, Mr. McCain.
Like another cup of coffee, Farley?
No, thanks.
If Bessie's been working in that restaurant for 2 or 3 years and she's your wife, how come you never came to see her before?
Well, I guess Farley had good reason, Mark. Besides, it's not polite to pry into a man's personal life.
Believe me, I wanted to see her, Mark. Someday I'll tell you all about it.
Look, son, why don't you go out and get Farley's bunk ready? We've all got a pretty hard day's work ahead of us tomorrow.
Sure, Paul.
Thanks, Mr. McCain. I didn't know what to say there for a minute. Guess I'm not much good at lying.
Well, I never lie to Mark. But right now, the truth might be a little hard for him to understand. You'll know when it's the right time to tell him.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Well, it looks like we're a couple of rolls of wire short, Farley.
Yeah, looks as if.
Why don't you ride into town and pick him up at the hardware store? You can tell Mr. Moore to put him on my bill.
Well,
Oh, it's all right. He knows you're working for me. Besides, isn't it time you started acting like a free man?
couple of rolls of wire.
Good. We'll see you in about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Where's he going, Paul?
Into town for some more wire?
Why couldn't I go?
Because I need you here to help me. Now grab that hammer and a handful of those staples, huh? Mark?
Coming, Paul.
I let Lucas have all the wire I had left. Chris Mance picked up the rest of it just after Lucas picked his up yesterday.
Well, Mr. McCain sure needs it bad. Is there any more in town you know of?
Not that I know. It won't be for a couple of more weeks or so. Tell Lucas I'm awful sorry.
Thanks, anyway.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Eli, you know if your pa's planning on using that wire right away?
I wouldn't know. What you asking for this rifle?
That rifle's the most expensive one I got in the store, Eli. That sells for $300. Mr. Weaver. Mr. Weaver, I got me an idea. Suppose you stop by the man's place, not far out of your way. He might just loan Lucas a couple of rolls of that wire, you know, until my next shipment comes in. Pretty tough man to deal with, but it's worth giving it a try.
Well, do you think it'd be all right?
Can't do no worse than saying no. You take the right fork right after you cross over the river. Good luck to you.
Much obliged.
Who's he?
Hired man Lucas McCain put on for a couple of days. Just got in town yesterday.
You won't be getting much work out of that one.
And now, Eli, what can I do for you?
I'd sure like to buy this here rifle.
Well, like I told you, Eli, that there rifle's gonna cost you $300. That's the finest precision firearm west of Chicago.
I'd sure love to buy it.
So would a lot of other folks. It's just a question of money, Eli.
Farley. Have you had breakfast? Let me fix you some ham and eggs.
Oh, I ate hours ago, Bessie. When you work on a ranch, you don't sleep very late.
Oh, you can eat again. It won't do you any harm. I baked an apple pie last night. It's been a long time since you tasted my apple pie.
No, now you'll fill me up with that apple pie, and I won't be able to eat at noon, and then Mr. McCain will think I don't like his cooking.
Don't you worry about Lucas. You tell him you stopped by for a piece of my apple pie. My cooking may not be as fancy as that at the hotel, but my apple pie's better. Yes, Mark.
All right, Bessie. Make it as fast as you can, though. I got to try to pick up some fence wire for Mr. McCain.
Where you been?
I had to go to town.
That why you went into my cash box?
Your cash box?
And $25 missing.
I haven't got your $25.
Where is it?
I spent it.
You're a thief. A low, sneaking thief. Not only are you too lazy to work, but you're a thief that steals from them that does.
You wouldn't talk to me like that if Ma was still living.
Your ma made a ninny out of you, and you'll always be a ninny.
You shouldn't talk to me like that.
I'm through talking to you anyway. Get out!
I got as much right here as you have.
Get out for I throw you out!
Just you try it.
Mama's boy.
didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, Paul. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, Paul.
Mr. Mance! Anybody home? Mr. Mance! Mr. Mance!
No thanks, son. Shame to waste all this time just for one of a little wire.
Guess I should have gone with him.
All right now, Mark. Hattie's candy jar's not going to run away.
With licorice?
Well, I guess we could... Listen. What's he trying to do to those horses?
I told you should have let me go with him.
All right now, Mark. It's enough of that. Why are you running the horses like that, Farley?
Mr. McCain, they're going to blame me. For sure, you got to help me.
Now, slow down. What is it?
It's Mr. Mance.
What about Mr. Mance?
He's been murdered.
I didn't do it.
Oh, Farley.
Do it. I didn't do
Farley.
it.
No one is saying you did do it. But since Eli Mance has made the charge against you, the marshal had no choice but to arrest you.
I wasn't a free man very long, was I, Marshal?
I'm sorry, Weaver. I had no choice, like Lucas said.
Who's going to tell Bess?
Don't worry about that, Farley. I'll go over and see her now. Come on, son.
Thanks, Lucas. Now, Josh, about how long after Weaver left your store did Eli leave?
About 10 minutes, I guess.
But, Marshal, Farley came by the restaurant to see me before he started out for the Mance Ranch.
That right, Weaver?
That's right.
How long were you there?
About 15 minutes.
He had a piece of pie and a cup of coffee.
Come to think of it, there was a wagon in front of the store when Eli left.
Are you sure it was Lucas's wagon?
I'm not sure of anything, Micah. I was just glad to get rid of Eli.
Huh?
He'd been pestering me all morning about that rifle. Thank heaven he finally came back this afternoon and bought it.
You mean he paid $300 for that rifle?
Cash.
You know where he is now?
He was in the saloon a few minutes ago.
Mike, if you don't mind, I'd like to go over and talk to him.
Help yourself.
Evening, Sweeney. Eli?
Here, Lucas?
Nothing, thanks.
Hello, Mr. McCain.
Eli, I'm sorry to hear about your pa.
I guess you didn't know what kind of man you hired. He confessed yet?
No, Mike is still talking to him. Say, that's a beauty, isn't it?
Only two like it west of Chicago.
Rifle like this must cost a pretty piece of change.
$300. I bought it with the money my mom left me.
Too bad your pa was robbed. John Hamilton tells me there was $4,000 or $5,000 hidden in the house. You'd been better off if he'd trusted the bank.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta be getting home, Eli. Again, my sympathy.
Yeah, thanks.
Find it, Eli.
Who's that?
Lucas McCain.
Hello, Mr. McCain. What was that you said?
I said you won't find it.
Find what? Oh, you mean the money. I guess that other fellow got it all
Well,
right.
there was no other fella, Eli. You know there wasn't. And there wasn't any $4,000 or $5,000 either. Now, I think you better come into town with me.
I don't want to go into town with you.
Eli?
Hold it right there, McCain. You think you're smart tricking me like that? Well, you ain't gonna live to tell anyone.
Eli, you're overplaying your hand. That gun isn't loaded.
I didn't mean to kill Paul. I didn't mean to kill him. I didn't mean to kill Paul.
Eli?
Here he is, Bessie. It's all yours.
I'm not going to try to thank you, Mr. McCain.
Don't, Bessie. I'm just glad it turned out the way it did. Say, Farley, why don't you stay in town tonight with Bessie? The work can wait for a day or so.
Thank you, Mr. McCain.
Good night, Marshal.
Good night.
Say, Paul,
Huh?
why do you think Eli killed Mr. Mance?
Well, it's hard to say, son. Probably because he never really grew up. It's not easy for a boy to grow up without love.
I'd guess Eli'd be the last person in the world to do what he did.
Well, even a coyote will fight back when he's cornered. Well, son, we'd better be getting back to the ranch. We've got a lot of fence to string. Good night, Micah.